All right, guys, we're at Ride Now here in Austin, Texas. I am Tyler. If you don't know who I am, I do all these crazy YouTube videos on the MX Factory. Make sure you check out those other videos. Today, we're gonna go over 3 bike buying tips. It's gonna make the process of you getting to your first brand new bike or used bike a little easier, a little more educated, and definitely smoother. A couple things that you wanna do if this is your first time buying a bike is one, determine what bike's right for you. And I'm gonna give you a little secret here. The bike that I'm gonna get today likely isn't the right bike for you if you're a new rider or you're not super experienced in this sport, right? So you need to figure out what's a safe bike for me to learn on. A lot of times, like you can see in our past videos, that's an air-cooled trail bike that you can learn your techniques on and you can kind of become efficient with riding on. Once you get past that, how's it going? Once you get past that, you move up to the race level bike. All these are different price brackets. You need to understand what bike is right for you before you even show up here. So the second thing that I think is important, when you come to a dealership, you've got your cash option. You can come in and just throw down a bunch of cash, or you can finance. And my big tip on financing is make sure you save up a down payment that's enough to cover the depreciation of that bike over time. For instance, if I come in, let's say this bike's $10,000. I know if I ride that bike for a year, I could probably sell it for $8,000. Put $2,000 down. That way you can pay your payments and you're in the green. Maybe you get $300 or $400 back, or the interest, you at least pay for your interest. And you don't go upside down on a motorcycle and get yourself in a bind when you go to finance. Financing's good, but you have to be responsible to financing. And then also, buying cash is always great if you can do that. The third big tip I have for you guys today is negotiating a good deal. The one thing that you have to understand in the dirt bike world is the margins for these bikes are very small. So it's difficult for that dealer to move around on price for you and give you much money off. Let's just say, for instance, and this is just theoretically, and it's probably pretty close, maybe there's a $1,000 markup one way or another on a really expensive bike. You know, you go down to a 50 or a 65 where the price tag is a little lower, obviously that margin's lower. So don't come in and expect for them to give you a big chunk of money off. What you could do is come in and say, hey, look, I want to buy the bike, I'll pay retail for it. Can you give me 10% off on gear and parts? Because those margins are typically a little better, right? There's a little more room for negotiating on those margins. And how I would do it personally is, hey, I'm gonna bring a lot of people into the store. I'm gonna go work for you at the track. I'm gonna put your name on my bike and I'm gonna talk about you in conversation with my friends and try to send other people here. Is that worth 10% off of parts to you? 9 times out of 10, talking to the right person, that's gonna be an easy yes. It doesn't cost them any money and they get new customers. They're spending money on marketing anyway. If you're the person that's helping them market and they don't have to spend money on you and they're saving you a little money, it's a win-win. All right, how do you like my new bike? It's pretty awesome, right? It's called the Monkey. Anyways, no, I didn't buy this bike, but I hope these 3 tips help you with your first purchase. Make sure you leave in the comments any questions that you may have. We'll be sure to answer those questions the best that we can. And yeah, we'll see you next time.